I already did.
You already did.
That would just really be awkward for people coming into the middle of a conversation with no context of what's going on, because it drives me nuts. And that's what I said to him. And guys, I'm glad I was able to get this off my chest. And I could never tell this story again because it's so emotionally driving. And I'm just glad you were all here to catch this one-of-a-kind moment, because that would be really awkward if people just came in and caught it wrong. And the worst thing would be is right when things were about to get interesting, something horrible or really rude would happen. Like just, I mean, I don't know.
Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
All I wanted to say was I hope the rash clears up, Dave.
What the hell is even that? Oh, what a start. What a start. Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, thank you very much. We wouldn't be able to do this show without you amazing folks who tune in each and every week. If you're watching us here live on YouTube, pop over and on that live chat. We got a bunch of cool folks hanging out with us already. Make sure you drop a like on the video because it helps us out in the algorithm. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell while you're at it, because we're going to have something you're going to want to be notified for. We'll get to that in a minute. And also, check out the link in the description below for our Teespring store. We've got some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. You're going to look good. You're going to help out our channel. It's a win-win for everybody. So, Dave, why don't you tell the fine folks why they should have their notification bell wrong?
Well,
I'm putting you on the spot.
it's okay. No, it's all right. I just had to set up something because I had to cue the theme song. Because it's Kato. He's in the room with us. We got cool people in tonight.
That sounds like Kato's intro if they had smoked like 30 packs of cigarettes before recording.
Anyway, he doesn't pay me to do his vocals. He doesn't pay. He makes. I don't know how he deals with me. I stalk his Facebook all the time. He must be like, crap, it's that Starscreamer guy again.
I think he does what we do. We just ignore you.
That's true. What? Anyway, first of all, great everybody on here, and of course a big thank you to the replay crew, because I know you're not live. One of these days you're going to join us, but yeah, it is. First of all, yeah, I am on the spot. It's been a fun week. I did a hell of a lot of awesome cooking today. So for those of you who are following my groups, I did some of those amazing cheesesteaks. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, I did get some cool stuff this week too. I know it's been a while since I've gotten cool stuff. From Mike at Junkie on Crafts and Builds. Please subscribe to his channel because he is over 500, so that makes him cooler than me. So you should watch him more than me. He got me the Pandora reissue, and I will be getting him back. Trust me. But Mike, thank you. I greatly appreciate. I'm going to put the alternate gear on this girl, I think, that I got. So.
Cool.
Also, I got this really cool 1/12 scale motorcycle. I got the Mezco Return of the Baker's Dozen weapons pack, which includes a giant Gatling gun, which is really cool. Oh, and yeah, I got this knockoff of a Hasbro figure from Mezco. I got the Mezco Snake Eyes, and it's pretty nifty. I really do dig it. The QC is a lot better than my Destro, but so I cannot wait to open this guy up and photograph him. I wonder if anyone flinched from that. But more importantly, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. This Monday on the March 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be getting on the show Quentin Bedwell, who is an independent illustrator. You may have seen some of his stuff, on certain packages. Maybe not this
Series
one.
4. Series 4 stuff.
Well, this is
Series 3.
Yeah, but he's been doing a lot of the illustrations for Valor versus Action Force. He's done some stuff with Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, and he'll be talking about some upcoming projects with us as well. He did do the really cool art for the action farce, which does feature Kato, and he also made. I do know he made Kato his little action farce file card, which is pretty freaking cool. So this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, on this channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and then head over to Trustarscreamer at YouTube and hit that same stuff over there, because god dang it, I'll slip a plug in anywhere you can. Wait, that didn't sound right. Over to you, Zero.
All right. Well, I guess let me go and say how my week was. I had a pretty good week, all things considered. A lot of grind. I've been covering for my manager while he's out, and it's been a very, very busy week. Hoping to go to GalaxyCon early on Saturday. I think you're talking to Mike about it. I'm just going to be going solo, but hoping to go meet some folks. Hoping to meet Peter Cullen. That's my main reason for going. So I think I'm going to get my box for my missing link my missing link convoy or prime, whatever you're gonna call him, signed by him. But I'm still debating what I want to get him to autograph. Speaking of which, that's one of the things that I got. I got the toy version. I love this figure. I did also get the MP44S as well. I don't have him up here. I kind of wish that I had skipped on him, because like one of the things that's amazing about this is all the stuff that was tampos on the original figure, they're sculpted and painted details, and the paint work on this thing is super crisp. I love this figure. This is basically Prime as you remember him, but with better articulation. Highly recommend. Yeah. The only gripe I had with the articulation is I wish that they had done like the head on a ball joint, so you could look up. But it's so cool. They even engineered an ab crunch in on him. Which,
where'd you get it from?
I got him from Amazon Japan.
Okay.
So, and like everything on this guy is like ratcheted and super super nice and sturdy. He feels like the original toy, just modernized.
Is the body made out of diecast?
That's the toy trailer version.
Yeah, so diecast chest, diecast in the legs.
So he's both ratcheted and has an iron hide.
Yes. Though granted, I mean, his butt's kind of lacking. They didn't do much to update or modernize the back, but
that way in the daytime he could be sunstreaking.
That looks like Cybertron's ass.
Yeah. I love the fact that there's you do get stickers with them, but I love the fact that all the stuff is already pre-tampoed on. Like the stickers are for inside the trailer, so you're good to go. He looks great in the box. He looks great on display. He's neat to mess with. The transformation is super easy. I mean, this is like a definitive Optimus Prime for your collection. This is a 10 out of 10 figure for me, even with the limitations it has. Even though it's a dated sculpt, this is like literally like one of my top 3 primes of all time. Love this thing. I got the last of the train bots from Amazon Japan. Or actually, no, I got this from BBTS because Amazon Japan didn't have a good link. His sword is being eaten by the green screen, but actually that makes for a pretty neat effect, doesn't it?
Oh God, I came up with an even worse joke about that thing.
I think KN here is in my opinion the best of the train bots. He's got a really interesting transformation. Only downside to him is his waist is super limited because of the transformation. But I like him. I know the train bots get a lot of hate, and everybody's like, oh, Zeta or the Moon Studios is better. And for combined mode, yeah, I won't argue it looks better. But I think these are a lot of fun, and I don't care about the haters of them because I like 5 of the 6 of them. And lastly, I also get this guy. I put him off for quite some time, but actually I had like $35 in store credit on Toy Dojo, or not Toy Dojo, but TF Source, that I was like, why do I have $35 in credit there? But I cashed into my source points and got this guy. This is Xload. He is Armada Overload, if you didn't know. And yeah, this is just a really cool update. I love everything Fans Hobby's doing for their Armada figures, though we'll see with the Starscream. But this is just a really cool figure. Again, really solid, as you'd expect from Fans Hobby. Lots of ratchets on him. Just all around, just very sturdy. And he's got spring-loaded missiles, which if you saw that one just pop off. Yeah, the the feet guns are pretty cool the way they transform. Just sight in there too. There it goes. It pops up. But yeah, like yeah, the way they form into guns. Really neat stuff. I haven't combined them up with my Armada Prime, but I will be doing like the Tower of Power with Prime, Jetfire, and Overload when Jetfire drops. So really happy with that one. Oh, and also too, a really cool thing is he doesn't have the wheels like the original, but they gave him these like hardcore treads, and it's really satisfying to move these things. So I do really like that little update design. Oh, and also the missile pods on here. He doesn't actually shoot the missiles, but I'm a sucker for missile pods. But yeah, that's what I got this past week. Look, I know that people don't like the train bots, but again, like I say to the people that are hating on them, mess with one. They are fun. They're neat individual robots.
Said that was Takara running a train on the fandom.
I mean, but no one's forcing you to buy character. Like everybody's acting like it's like Takara pointing a gun at their head saying, "Oh, look what we've done to a beloved character like Sunstreaker. You have to buy this." These are characters that Westerners have no connections to. I am not a fan of how they went with the toy aesthetic for the combined mode, but they're really fun trains. They're really fun individual robots. They scale correctly, and you have options. If you don't like what Takara is doing, go get the Moon Studios. Me, I wanted to have the individual robots, and I wanted them in scale. So I'm very happy with my purchase. And again, as I said, only one of them I don't like, and that's simply because the connections for the backpack just don't work very well.
I had a gun to my head because somebody wanted me to review them.
I mean, reviewing them, you're also helping people make. That's the thing, is a lot of people have missed the point of reviews. Reviews are meant to help people make an informed purchase. Like if you see stuff that T likes, and you're like, "Hey, I have similar tastes to him," this will be a purchasing guide. Now, I think the problem with reviews is people buy stuff and then they go watch reviews and look to say, "Hey, does the reviewer agree with me?" And that's part of the problem.
I think some of the heartburn with those is that it was such obscure figures for the U.S. market that was taking up release slots, which it's up to them. And like it's been pointed out ad nauseum that train bots are more popular in Japan, but I think that's just us Westerners are like, damn it, they haven't released any other MPs because they've been busy on the trains.
Yeah, I get that angle too. I just like the fact that we're not getting, hey, we're getting a Bumblebee 3.0, or there are still plenty of characters that Takara needs to do, and they do need in many ways. And we'll get to that when we get to the third party panel, because
I was about to say, not to be rude, but let's re-rail because we got a lot of Transformers to talk about.
And this is going to be a Transformers heavy episode because of our guests. We're going to do mostly Transformers discussions tonight. So
with that, if you see Mike and I vanish, it's because we are going to be working for the project with Quentin. So I just want to let you guys know, in case you see us, it's not us, being like falling asleep.
Mike doesn't work.
You know what I mean.
I was asleep before this, so click on me.
All right.
No.
We'll click the T-Man.
No.
Hey, everybody. You're lucky I'm here because I was snoring before. Like
That's
right up until 6 minutes before. But what did I get? My week and stuff has been good. Monday was my birthday, and now I'm even older. Thanks to Rube the Great, I have Ja Morant now, and I just need Jason Tatum to complete the whole set of starting lineup. He also got the hoop for me. I was gifted these two, and I did a review. The Iceman and Fireman. Woo! and they are awesome. They are spectacular. Spoiler alert for the review. Also, when Rube the Great sent me this figure, get some extra stuff. Well, no, I'm gonna have an unboxing in my toy hunt that I'm gonna upload tomorrow since it's so late right now and it's not 4K yet on YouTube. But I did pick up Gray right here. She's cool. I like her. Her face is awesome. Look at it.
Scott.
Oh. That's all she did. And spoiler alert for my unboxing that you're going to be looking at. I did get it. Chainsaw Man from Bandai. What do they call anime heroes? Well, I think this is all he comes with. But we'll see how it is. Hopefully the joints are tight. My experience with these anime heroes has not been spectacular, but if they're going to send them to me for free, thank you. Mike, how are you?
Hi. Hi. All right. Yeah. So real quick, no one sent me any except for T gave me this one before, but I also found all these at Ollie's. All these at Ollie's. Yeah. Anyway, so while I'm not a big basketball person, I was trying to look for fodder for the heads, and since you had Luca's head on display last week, I thought it was kind of cool looking. I just got to figure out what he would actually fit on. And I also
You tell me you didn't go to Ollie's saying that you're looking for a little head.
You might have been successful if you said that.
Well,
He might
sure, we
have
got
been.
good stuff
He might
cheap here, so.
But what I didn't get at Ollie's, but what I got from Amazon is the Action Diver. Yay. I play with it. I
Look at all
took it
them
out of the
accessories.
box. What's that?
I said, look at all them accessories.
Yeah, the only one has more is Scarlet. But I also pulled him out of the box, and of course, his knees are all jacky, so I had to heat him up, but don't have time for that right now. What else? Anything else? Anything of actual worth? If you saw this week, Target is throwing a bunch of old Joes for sale. Oh, did I just lose my camera? Sweet.
You did.
Hard.
You did.
You're not losing anything because I see my face. But anyway, I picked up another Copperhead because I want to try dyeing him either black or red to see what he looks like, so I can finish up my dyeing video. Other than that, getting Mr. Bedwell on was super easy, barely an inconvenience. And I think it's going to be the first time he's ever going to be streaming with someone, so it should be very, very cool. And other than that, who do we got left? Matthew? Hi.
Matthew. Hi. 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 What did I get? So I was lucky because I walked into a Target and I found me a Snarl. And I will never see him again. So he ships with, I guess, 2 to a box. He ships 2 in a box, one with Optimus Primal, leader class Optimus Primal. So he's cool. He's probably one of the better Dinobots, and he transforms into a potato, which we knew, but it's not the most articulated potato in the world, but a potato nonetheless. He's chunky. He's cool. He doesn't come with any bullshit little accessory like a little spike or wheelie that doesn't articulate. He's just this dude and his sword. So no gun though, which I guess people already knew, but I wasn't following closely, so I didn't know what to expect. But I'm willing to bet that swoop that's coming out one day is going to have all the guns in it to justify that that leader class price.
You would assume.
I don't have a whole lot of stuff on order coming out right now. The other thing is, so you guys out there that read, I know there's at least a few. There's 21 in the chat. Odds are at least one of you or two of you read. And Dave can attest to this because I think he's read this series, that sometimes when you have books that come out that you're excited about, you don't always find stuff for the books because they're not marketable because it's just a book. I'm reading right now the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson.
Awesome.
So I'm actually, I'm on book 2.5.
Okay,
Edge Dancer.
You're on good stuff here. You're great stuff.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's good enough stuff that I went and hunted down. About the only thing I could find was it is a box of, they did one for each book, and I ordered this just because I didn't want to go crazy with them, but they are miniatures for 1 to 7 of the characters from the Stormlight Archives, specifically from the first book.
So in the first book, isn't it where, without going too much, the city is in a certain state? I mean, not state like state of the country, but in a state of condition or disrepair.
The first book is very much introducing, you're like taking 7 different characters or so and just slowly intertwining them.
Okay.
But
so one character lost his father, right?
One character lost his father.
Not in Stormlight.
No. Yeah, well, no, yeah, that was the catalyst for the whole.
Yeah,
he
did. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So I read the first one. Okay.
Right, but anybody that is familiar with the books, there's what they look like fully painted. They're just gray figures, but they give you a guide to what to do with them. So if you're familiar with the characters, they released a set for I think the first 3 books. So I didn't want to. Like I said, I'm only booked two major releases down, and I'm on one novella. So I didn't even want to look at the figures from the book 3 or beyond because I didn't want spoilers.
I'm in book 4 right now, so I need to look at these suckers.
Right. So, and I can send you a link if they're. So it was a Kickstarter that they then had a bunch of extra that they sold online. So I missed the Kickstarter, but I ended up going back and getting from, I guess, Backer Kit sells stuff after the fact. So it's good stuff. So
I just wanted to see what Dalinar looked like.
I can show you that.
I'm looking at them now.
Like I said, they're all grayscale figures. They're all grayscale. They're all gray figures. They're unpainted. So I have to sort of learn how to paint them a little better. But there's Dalinar right there.
Just so you guys know, the Stormlight Archives is a phenomenal series, and Brandon Sanderson is one of the most accessible. He's one of the most accessible authors out there. His books are very smooth reads. He has incredible world building. But you catch up to how the world and the magic systems and all that is very quickly.
Yeah, each one of his series has a magic system to it, and what's cool is that he defines what the rules are. It's not like modern, like Star Wars. Like the Force is kind of whatever the writer needs the Force to do. Where in Sanderson's books and his magic systems, he has a very specific set of rules that it always follows. Now, it may not follow them in a way you think, or he might throw you a curveball and do something that's still technically within the rules, but maybe a little cheaty. But it's great. He always stays within the bounds of his own magic system. So it's again, this isn't a book. We're way off topic. It's a good book series. I got toys or figures from it. Back to you guys.
Hey, not to hijack things all the way, but I opened this chainsaw, man. I had goosebumps, while y'all were talking. This is the best figure I've ever messed with. Everything that I ever complained about, they corrected with this. Good. It has ratchety knees. This shirt, like I said, their torsos are solid pieces. This shirt is so pliable, it's almost like a real shirt, and it's a hidden ratcheted ab crunch under there.
Oh, well,
I'm like, wow, this is the best one. But now let's get back to the show. Y'all watch my review that's going to come up. I'm going to have to watch reviews on the other figures to see if they improved them, because this is an amazing action.
And they sent you that one?
Yes.
Cool.
All right, let's shout out chat real quick before we get into our news. We'll kick it off with Toy Mafia, first one in, saying yo, and shouting out our friend Nightwing, rest in peace. And then our buddy Lance saying, I've returned from LA, and saying that he saw the third-party panel, and I hate 70% of what was shown. Huh. That's typical. That's typical for Lance. That's Lance.
This is amazing.
McLattery says, good evening, all. Good evening to you, good sir. D-Bags75 says, hey, everyone. We got Kato popping in. Howdy, folks. Always good to see you. We've got Aquateki. What's good, people? We've got the Titan saying, hail to the action crew. Hail to you, good sir. We've got our boy Deluxe Baldwin coming in saying, thank you for having me. I love Transformers and Legends is life. And check out Deluxe's channel. He got a review of the Cybertron Starscream. He got that early. So,
yeah, he's beating out the PvPs now. Look at that, man. He's entered the big realm.
I think Deluxe, if you're
He's
still in
always
here,
been in the big realm.
I haven't watched his review yet. I will watch it. I've been busy. Been a busy boy.
Toy Mafia.
I'm guessing he got it at CMD store.
Yeah, they're all. I checked after. They're sold out on everything you would want from them. They're sold out, but they have plenty of the reissue of Laser Prime.
Of course.
So if you need that, jump on it. If you want to pay extra shipping, jump on that.
Mega's review saying, salutations, gents. Salutations to you. Kato coming back saying, I can't wait to not buy the Target truck. I think we're right there with you.
Yeah.
We got Jedi Mindset saying, Shut Figureheads. Good to see you in here. We've got Professor Soundwave saying, hey, all. Good to see you. And let's see, did I get everybody? Lowell Martin's saying, I can't wait to get the Optimus. I'm wondering if he's talking about the Target one.
Which Optimus?
That's hilarious.
That's so vague.
I wish we knew which Optimus they were going to get.
Yeah. And scrolling down.
You're so
And Toy Mafia
bad.
wishing T-Man a very happy birthday. Yes, Monday was T's birthday, and Deluxe is here. So Deluxe, you got those from CMD store, right? And Princeton popping in saying, I just got the Legacy United Sandsword Silverbolt and Shard in today. And Kato saying, T-Man, I'm wearing, I guess he meant to say wearing my birthday suit just for you. I guess we learned something today that Kato watches figure action naked.
I assume that for most of our live chat.
It's okay. I
don't
most of our
like
hosts.
it.
I make it half
but I
naked.
assume it.
Thank you, Toy Mafia. Super duper shout out to him because he watches and comments on every single one of my videos. And he's here.
Not really something.
Phalanx comments on
celebrated.
mine.
It's more of an affliction, really.
I'll say that about the Titan.
Titan's
I
awesome.
said he's not the only one watching us
But
naked.
let's dive in because we got things to talk about.
Today
Yeah,
is the last day, right?
Well, not just the last day.
Last
You only
hours.
have 2 hours and 30 minutes on the dot left. They've got 23,831 backers. They have more than doubled their targeted. Oh God.
Kato's been sipping some iced tea this evening.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Just for you.
23,831 backers. This thing I'm curious how this ranks in terms of HasLab performance. I did not anticipate this doing that well, but shocked. I hope that the Armada, not Armada, Robots in Disguise, Megatron, and the other Car Brothers are not limited to some sort of exclusive deal. But
I don't
Did
think
Car
so.
Robots come out 2000? No.
it was 2001 because it was 2000 in Japan and then 2001 in the States.
Okay, so if you were 8 years old in 2001, you're current. Yeah, it's hitting that nostalgia bone for them.
Yeah. Well,
This is their prime.
Well, that was always my argument as to why this shouldn't be a HasLab. And as I mentioned, people, during 9/11, because the RID came out literally weeks before 9/11 happened. This was a show that a lot of young people turned to as an escape. And so, to your argument about the nostalgia bone,
So now those people are grown and they better join this HasLab so they can get the best possible version.
They did. That's what I'm saying. They did.
Jedi
Yeah.
Mindset is is mad that there was no extra tiers. It sounds to me like he is adding the extra tiers. You have those extra tiers.
And
They added some stuff since, like they added missiles to what's his face, the little gun guy,
Blue Bolt.
Blue Bolt.
Professor
Real-
Soundwave is challenging the crew to ask who backed this.
I did.
I did
You
not.
did, Dave? Is that what you said? You did? You're
I
going
did
to?
not.
That's crazy. Go ahead. Real quick breaking news, just in case anybody cares. The MDLX convention was a convention exclusive vintage animation edition for Megatron, Optimus, and Bumblebee. All just went up on pre-order on BBTS. So if you want them, go get them.
Wait.
Now back
But
to
for
your
me-
regularly scheduled HasLab.
For me, these I feel like they probably were successful with this because you get two big, substantial Transformers, plus you get a third very substantial Transformer with it, and this is a popular character, of course, because it's Optimus. But yeah, that's better than the last two HasLabs to me, as far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Antoine here. They should have definitely made, the tie or the Koji to go along. I mean, if Earthrise can get those little painted Robbie and Mo figures to go along with them, they could have done that for a HasLab.
If that would have meant some extra waffles somewhere, I'm good without them.
I again with all this stuff, waffles should never be a factor. I mean, we at least get a look at how big these space bridge pieces are going to be, which they're. Hey, G Tony, how's it going, man? They give you these are actually pretty substantial pieces, even if they're just going to be hollow plastic themselves. But where were the missiles for Blue Bolt showing off, and I'm assuming they.
I haven't been able to find it on any official site, but like people showing off news.
Yeah.
Like I think I've seen it on Deluxe's channel. They had like a diagram with the missiles showing up.
Yeah. I mean, this picture looks to be new where you can actually port in this. I mean, that's pretty cool too, that you can use the space bridge piece as a stand. And I can't tell if the sword stabilizes in that side piece or not.
So T back this. Who else? Anybody?
Nope.
Crickets.
They're boycotting. Dave doesn't do HasLabs, I don't think.
I have
do
zero
have-
attachment to RID.
I'm just saying. What do you mean? I just did the Dragonfly.
I mean, I have an attachment to RID because it was the first time in my life that I had expendable income. And so I really had to scrimp and save to get Big Convoy. Big Convoy was a figure that I signed up to get on eBay in 1998. So I was 13 years old. And I still vividly remember walking to 7-Eleven, buying a money order for my Big Convoy that I was buying off eBay, and then going to the Safeway that was near it and buying a single stamp. And then asking nicely if someone could give me an envelope so I could mail my money order to pay for my eBay purchase. I don't know if anybody remembers that was like the way you used to pay on eBay. Years ago. But I had a fondness for the RID line because when I had my first job, I got a debit card and I was able to buy things online. I was able to go to, I can't even remember the name of the site, but it was this little mom and pop site that had the import figures for decent prices, like way better than BBTS at the time. And, of course, not much has changed in 20 years, with other sites being cheaper than BBTS. But I had a fondness for those because I remember importing the Carbots and importing Fire Convoy and the Gigatron as well. So it was nice when they came out in the States because I was able to complete the collection. I was like able to get like the 3 Predacons and Skybite and the other figures that I could afford, and the Carbot repaints were nice to get. So,
Me being a cheap ass, I only imported X-Braun. I actually did that twice. I bought him on eBay twice in my life.
and it's interesting because back in those days, like if the character was less, so like now everything just kind of gets a set price. But it was interesting back in those days, if a character was like less popular, they would go onto those import sites. Like if they were less in demand, they'd go in cheaper. So X-Braun or shoot, I forget what his name was in.
It was Wild Ride.
Wild Ride, yep. And I remember Speedbreaker was changed to Sideburn, and wasn't it Mock Alert was changed to Prowl?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And they were all the biggest pains in the ass to transform.
The Mock Alert Prowl wasn't, but Speedbreaker definitely was. X-Braun, Wild Ride, whatever we want to call him, he wasn't bad once he figured it out, but that one arm, he really had to, there was like a big order of operations for it.
Yeah. I like that his head could be in the passenger seat.
Yeah, and that was show accurate too. So we got some interesting developments with Kato and here saying I still pay for Deluxe's friendship via money order, and Deluxe is just saying that's just hush money. Jedi's coming in saying still got Mock Alert, the blue version. That was a cool repaint. And I've been tempted to rebuy it at TFCon because they're.
And even though nobody is giving us any money, all your chats are super chats to us.
Well, speaking of not giving folks money, I don't think anybody's going to be giving, or any of us are going to be giving Target money over this. What do you guys think about this?
I think that it's a thing and that we should move past it.
Yeah.
And pretend and that it's there.
It was exciting for 2 seconds when I thought it was the Volvo, but then nope.
I like the box. I like the art.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree with T. Had they gone with the Volvo Prime, I would be way more excited. They don't even give him a gun. They're basically saying like, "Hey, use his little base guy as a price scanner."
Though it is,
Yeah,
cute.
I do like that, or a package scanner.
Yeah.
It is cute that Ravage is the dog, but
Bullseye.
yeah, but it just doesn't fit with the figure though because there's no place.
He's supposed to be a bubble mailer,
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's an actual style that Target just came out with.
Give him an E
So
for
he's
effort.
scanning the bubble mailer right there.
I wish
Yeah,
that they
cool.
just made the Matrix the Target logo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
then-
that would've been
not
a
a,
good
red, a little bit of red paint, you can do it.
Yeah.
And
Just like
I don't
a
understand
dot.
because the Volvo Prime it wasn't that available. This thing's been all over the goddamn place. So why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you wouldn't use it.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this mold at all. Angry Christian says clearance, and I'm sure this probably will go on clearance because the Stranger Things crossover is already on clearance. This is a Slick Deals thing. That's already
But
on
it's-
place. Yeah. It's down to normal deluxe price now. So
So we got to ask Kato how much the normal deluxe is, since he buys it all the time.
Yeah.
You know
what's
what?
what's the recurring rate?
I don't know if this is still going on, but when I scanned the War for Cybertron Starscream, he was $27 on their website.
this guy's retailing for $59.99. I guess they're trying to justify it with, oh, hey, you get this Ravage repaint into Bullseye, but again, you're also losing the gun accessory that the other versions of the figure came with.
Plus that Ravage is shit.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but you're getting a simpler trailer with this too. You know, it's the tanker trailer actually was a bit more complex. It had, you know, a gun that came out of it and you know turned into a little base. This is just, you know,
It's
the basic.
it's the Earthrise trailer.
Yeah, it's not
I think we're all
terrible,
safe from
but
this.
So the other one, the one that we were talking about, the Volvo one, that's the Amazon one.
it was supposed to be Amazon. They were going to make that into Amazon Prime.
Right.
Most of us speculated.
It
Which
started
would've
as Christmas
Yeah.
Prime. It released first as
Maybe-
Christmas Prime.
No, maybe they are still hoping to do that, so that's why they didn't want to confuse people with Target.
Yeah. But still, this mold is past its prime.
Yeah, skippity poo, skippity poo.
happy for anybody that wants it, but yeah, I just
I'm not.
and to Dare's point, a good idea for novelty, but yeah, a little too late.
If I was a Transformers collector and a Target employee, I'd be pretty happy about this. I think that'd be pretty cool to have that from work. But otherwise,
you're also
nah.
You'd hate Target.
Yeah, you're buying an advertisement. The least they could do is give it. Like, remember, and I think this is something that you and I have waxed nostalgic on too. Remember when stores had exclusives or basically like promos, and it would come out cheaper? Like, hey, you're buying this so you can have a Target advertisement in your home. Now you're buying a leader class at an inflated price so you can have a Target advertisement in your home. And yes, Dare, we are going to talk about TFCon, and that's going to be a big part of tonight's episode. So let's
Right
keep
now.
it moving. We get the 40th stream, which happened today, or I'm sorry, yesterday. I'm losing track of my days. Or was
No,
it
it was
today?
today.
It was
It was
today.
today.
I am really losing track of my days. So, the 40th stream kicked off, and they gave us a pretty good look at the Omega Prime and really trying to maximize its last day. We buy their Lance because they have a fan base. So, and I think all of us here do collect them for what it's worth.
And that's a fan-made base.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
live stream.
Yeah,
It happened.
next. And they put some other stuff on pre-order
Yeah.
that we already seen and talked about. So.
It's all the WonderCon stuff from Walmart.
Yeah.
I got the
So
Ram cycle in order because I'm weak.
Good luck. That one out of stock immediately.
yeah.
Screw the regular people.
Cannonball and Lockdown were the only two that I wanted, and I was basically fighting with it just to get a Lockdown. So I'm hoping these show up in storage. I feel like eventually somebody will find them for me, be it like Larkin
I will.
or you, yeah, because you helped me find the last the G2 exclusives. I do really like this reuse of the mold. It's neat.
And they
I
show
might
he's still a weaponizer. He can still fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might get him because he is still cool with all those weapon accessories. And it's not the animated universe version. They should
Right.
make a new version for that.
It's the head sculpt really reminds me of the movie one, and I actually still do have the movie one, that Hunt for the Decepticons version.
Yeah.
So, and they're I forget the name of this character. This was a character from Cyberverse, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Filch.
Filch, yeah. So they're basically calling all of these Star Seekers. They're supposed to go with Thundertron. I mean, hey, I'll give them props for not only reusing the Rise of the Beast Air Razor mold, but also giving her new wings.
Yeah, they changed a lot.
Yeah. And I think they also made it so that the beast head can flip around, so it's not visible in the robot mode. So that's also.
I just
Pretty
want to
neat.
know who the hell picked that name.
A cat.
Didn't we do this last
Yeah.
weekend looking it up?
Who did? And I still want to know. It was so worth it for math response.
Yeah.
And they used the
And-
Fluoro Deary face for that guy.
They used the what face?
Fluoro Deary sketch for that. Orak.
Yeah.
Orak. That's how they pronounce it. They pronounce it Orak.
Yeah. I mean, he looks nice, but no attachment to him.
I do like the new wings and guns.
Yeah.
That dude in the middle, he seemed super depressed. Right there. Like, he was like, he said he didn't even want to be there. Like,
Yeah.
you got to watch it. He didn't say it like I'm saying it, but he said it.
I do wish that they made these shirts available.
To be fair, he did say he had just flown in from business trips. So
I think that shirt probably is available. They showed a bunch of shirts last week.
Yeah, I'll have to check the site and see, because I really would like the one that BMAX wearing there. That the
Yeah, usually everything they're wearing, they're selling on. Oh,
Titan. Damn, man. Come on.
Savage. And yeah, we've seen him though. I guess they oh, it's red eyes. It looked gold in the picture there. Yeah, so there's going to be another stream. There's going to be 2 more streams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I'm assuming that the next stream is going to be because they just. Well, I'm assuming the next stream is going to be on the YouTube channel, but I think that the final one, because this was not necessarily breaking news, but this news came out just this evening that WonderCon Anaheim. There is going to be a Hasbro toy panel. It's March 30th, which is a Saturday from 3 to 4 Pacific time. So I'm curious what all is going to be announced because it's not just Transformers. They're doing Ghostbusters. They're doing G.I. Joe Classified, Transformers, and Star Wars. So I'm guessing they're and Marvel Legends. So they're probably going to do quick hits to get all those in.
Well, no ToyCon. That's they've been conditioned to have stuff this time of year, but with with New York City ToyCon apparently folding.
Yeah. Well, when you have the the web, as a resource, you reach way more people, and then it filters out into
like a bunch of that stuff gets leaked prior anyway, so I could see people saying, why are we spending all this money when everybody knows what we're bringing to the table a week before we're there? So we dump all this cash in, and people have already seen the fucking pictures for a week now and had podcasts about it. So
and they give it to IGN a day before.
Right, and that's official. So I don't get that. I'm sad to see toy shows start to go that way, but I don't know.
I'm sad to see everything go that way.
Right. Look at E3. Yeah. Same thing. They're like, why are we
I
bothering?
used to be excited about E3.
Yeah, me too.
Me three.
No,
E3.
it's dead.
Oh, it's dead now?
My pun.
Yeah.
But it's not. Well, Toy Fair isn't still going. We're just talking about Toy Con, right? I think
New York City.
The Toy Fair is still a thing.
I think Toy Fair is dead too.
I don't know.
That's why they're showing their stuff inside that.
I do think that there are merit. Like, I can understand why you would move a gaming convention, to just doing these kind of directs and showcases.
Nintendo does it right. I like their approach. Their directs, like they drop they let you know about it a day or two ahead of time. There's not a fucking 6-month lead up to it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, day after tomorrow is a Nintendo Direct about Pokemon. Is a Nintendo Direct about a hardware update. Like, that's cool. Like, then you tune in, you get the news, and Nintendo's got it down, man, where they drop that, like, pre-orders today, or even sometimes the game is available right now on the eShop. Like, that's
and
money.
For the most part, they don't waste your time. They're
right.
There are periods where they're like, you guys are going way too long about a game that most people don't care about. But
right, or they'll march celebrities up on stage and have no clue what they're talking, or have like friggin' Aerosmith on stage doing a concert. Like, we're not here for that.
Wait, I don't think Nintendo does that, but Sony and Microsoft.
No. I mean E3, like the big name, the spectacle that just doesn't translate well anymore.
Yeah, Sony and Microsoft. I think Sony's a little bit better, but I think Sony and Microsoft are still pretty terrible in their directs and their.
That stuff is probably more exciting if you're actually there.
Yeah.
But then again, what percentage of the viewing audience is there? 0.5% compared to who's online. So who's that really for?
Well, I think there's merit to seeing stuff in person because a lot of times you can articulate things better with a toy show. How many times have we gone to TFCon and something doesn't click for you until you see it in person? And I think like the 3-0 booth and the Flames Toys booth, the Fext hobby stuff, all that stuff really resonates with you, and you can then go on and kind of, there's word of mouth that happens that normally we get lost in the shuffle on like blogs and
that did it for me. Seeing that damn thing in person, that was pretty impressive.
All right, rerail.
All right, let's rerail. TFCon Los Angeles third party panel happened this past weekend. let's get into it.
We will see you guys then on Monday for reaction.
Yeah, so make sure that you hit that notification bell because you are not going to want to miss that conversation. Before we move on, Kevin chimed in saying that Toy Fair is not dead. Toy Fair is a must because it was never meant for consumers. It's meant for companies to show new products to investors and project big box customer. Part is the Tubers Press Pass. Yep. And
so that means Toy Fair is in his storage unit. On that note, I'm out here, guys, as well. Got work to do. And when y'all start whacking off to the third-party stuff, make sure you clean up afterwards, all right? Because I'm not stepping in.
Fair enough.
Later.
Well, there's not going to be much whacking, as Hank Hill would say. Let's get into it. Make Toys. Well, I'll tell you what. Make Toys is officially dead.
Yeah, so dead we can skip this part.
Yeah.
They're hideous. I don't want them.
We talked about them.
Yeah, what's crazy? Did you guys talk about the fact that they're taking the meme of all? Yeah. So yeah,
they actually picked color schemes that were off that large sheet of bullshit characters.
Yeah. Literally made them are doing me. And it's limited to 200 pieces. Great. Nobody gets.
I'll say the same thing now that I said then. If they would have gone totally ham with the color schemes and made them really cool, like just go nuts with tempo and color on them and made them something worthwhile, then they might get more people involved here. But not like an off-color Starscream and a random background seeker. It's not here. It's not there. This is not it.
For me, they're gonna have to make an all new mold.
Yeah,
I agree, and I said the same thing last week, where it's like this company meant to print 500 things and they accidentally printed 5,000.
You know what they should have just done? Release their fucking Cybertron Starscream repaints. Just give people the Skywarp and the Thundercraft that they've had at the Chosen Prime booth for the past
I talked about that a lot.
Yeah, I ranted about that last week.
So,
I agree.
Star Toys. We've seen this. We've seen these renders. I've made a case for why I want this figure. Now, what's interesting is the renders show the singular skirt piece, but the actual prototype doesn't have it.
So if you look right there, you see the division. I think that's just a CAD defect. If you go
you're probably right. It's probably
one more picture.
Yeah,
there you go. It's divided. So I think it's just the CAD, because like you said, we've seen in the prototypes that he got them kicks.
Yeah. So this one, I'm sure the fact that I want this, people are going to call me a hypocrite for what I have to say about other figures, but I do think that the masterpiece tracks that Takara released, flawed. Yeah, it's very flawed, and it just was never really a good figure.
It was as good as the first version of the Seeker.
I guess I should preface, and I said this last time we looked at this, is that with Star Toys, I know that this figure is going to come out at probably like $50-$60.
Right, so, and that's what companies don't understand is if you start pricing them a little lower, you're going to make people like me impulse buy it instead of a $120, $160 figure where I got to think about it because I don't got that kind of impulse buy money. But at $60, I don't have that kind either, but I feel better about it.
And this will probably be less from places like TF Safari because now I think about it, that Blitzwing that I got from them was under 80 when I got it. So, and to the Titans point, if it's at all like their Blitzwing, I will definitely buy tracks. I'm going to wait for reviews. I want to know how the quality is. I want to make sure that it's not just because if you look at the CAD rendering, my big concern here, all this clear.
Yeah.
So,
and they don't seem to be jam packing it with accessories either. Like, come on.
Right.
XTB, you don't got to put every fucking thing from every fucking episode. Like, I'm even a little salty. This comes with the mask from Hoist Goes Hollywood. We don't need that.
They have to do that.
Yeah, to be fair,
you don't. You don't have to do that.
They do because every other figure that from that episode has one.
I agree.
bullshit.
I agree with both of you. I agree with Matt because I'm never going to use the accessory, but I also agree with T because the Takara version didn't give you that mask, and now the Takara Hoist and Trailbreaker do give you the mask. So if you wanted to have that shot and have them all, this gives you the opportunity.
Yeah.
I just want to track it solid, and I'll keep my original. I'll have him on the stand with Raul, and I'll have him in bot mode in front of it, just provided that the quality is good and the the price is right. Because I'm not going to spend, if this thing is anywhere over 60, I'm not even going to entertain it.
I will. I want it.
O1 Studio, we get a look at their seed, which is out. So
He's great looking. Yay.
Yeah. Then we get Robot Toys. They are coming out with some, I believe these are Legends class.
They're great looking.
Yeah.
I think I had this Megatron on pre-order, but the Dino mode looks as it suffers from what is it? Age of Extinction Grimlock syndrome, where the Dino mode looks like really long and tubular, longer than
it's not as bad as
it's not as bad.
Grimlock,
No,
but, yeah,
but it makes me think of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking up what you're putting down there. It reminds me, both of these remind me of those Cybertron Beast Wars Reduxes. You remember those when they did Primal and they did Megatron as Deluxes?
They're already in Deluxe's pants right now.
Yeah, I mean, these are good. I'm glad Legends companies are sort of getting into other things.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, Dare brings up a good point. I was not making this point, so I do have to correct myself, but that tracks probably should include a stand. But,
oh, yeah.
And again, why does he need to come with a toothbrush?
The thing from the episode, just be glad he doesn't have a rubber ducky.
Yeah. Magic Square. Hey, we finally have Matt on here to talk about some Magic Square stuff. We've seen the new Grimlock.
I'm getting Grimlock. I'm stopping there. I have New Age, all of them, but New Age, their Grimlock suffers from parts forming with that extra panel that came out after the fact because the interior of the legs was so messy. This looks like it doesn't do that, and I want to know more.
This to me looks like it's just a miniature version of the Fans Toys. Am I wrong?
I'll bet it'll articulate better. That Fans Toys is an old mold. It doesn't do nearly the articulation for modern standards.
I wish that they went with the Studio Series hip design because that looks like skirts.
Now I guarantee you that'll pull in.
They'll pull in.
I think that's Studio Series.
Because Magic
go back
don't
to
mess
it?
around, man.
Yep. So you think it'll be like the MP44 hip skirt?
Yeah, that folds in.
Yeah.
Not out. Like you don't even see the hinge at the top, so it folds in.
In fact, I'm going to go see if I can find pictures of them. That sure.
Then we get a look at Sludge. It looks good. We get Slag. Also looks good. I like the fact that none of these look like potatoes. So, and they're starting off with the original three. Okay, so we do get some color pictures here.
Oh, there you go. So they have the pictures in there. Let's see if it.
Yeah, but they just have this picture where.
No,
what?
I think I'm going to embrace the new name Slug because that has been the name longer now than Slag, and they're never going to use it again.
As Transformers fans.
And never using Slag name again.
Yeah, but I'm down. I'm definitely getting Grimlock. Just gonna wait and see.
Then he's gonna get Shattered Glass Grimlock,
and then
G2
G2,
Grimlock.
and then the other G2, the Tiger Stripe one. Hey, Paul, good to see you, man.
Well, Magic Square doesn't typically do that. They don't repaint you up the wazoo with it. They usually do maybe two, and then they're done. And again, I'll give it to New Age. New Age shows you right up front all their repaints.
Yeah. Keaton. That's an interesting name.
He looks awesome. It looks like the masterpiece.
And a secret reveal of a
Warpath hanging out back there.
Yep.
Then we get into Metagate, and I would love to check out the Metagate Shatter, especially after seeing Jobby's reviews. But Jesus Christ, is she pretty?
Huge.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big. That's not even in scale with the movie stuff.
I
Is it?
think they're like 3.0 scaled, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we get a look at their drop kick and a triple changer version of drop kick, and this renders all we got.
So I expect a good-looking helicopter, but a weird-looking.
Is this Iron Factory Fallen new?
I might be. It's been
We've seen
listed
it.
for a while, but I think these are new pictures. I know it's been up for pre-order for a minute.
Yeah.
But these pictures are selling me, man. Especially the import price on this guy is $56, and that's a fucking big robot with a lot of accessories for $56.
Yeah, because he's basically what, Voyager scale.
Almost.
I mean he's legends,
close, yeah.
but you know.
I think Baldwin, if you're still there, tell us what. I know this is is this the remold of their Megatron? Drop it in the chat if you know. I know it's a remold. I just don't know.
Why did they show Sideswipe? I watched that on Deluxe's channel. Like a month ago.
he's been out. I guess they probably have these slides like pre-planned, and they probably put stuff, because this is kind of a thing with TFCon LA that, you know, since we've had the 3 conventions going on, that I feel like they slot stuff in not knowing whether it's going to land prior to or after Chinese New Year at this point. Like all the Lio Kaiser pieces are out now, aren't they?
I'm not collecting that particular release. I haven't been following it. I don't think they are.
Yeah, I haven't seen
honestly, Iron Factory, I've sort of like, I do not like their Samurai series. I know it's really popular, and I'm glad people like them. I have not liked any. I have the Grimlock is the only Samurai series that I own, and the rest I am just super not about.
No.
So that's what they've kind of been focused on lately. So I've not been doing a whole lot of Iron Factory.
No. This I'm surprised to see the DX9. Okay, so the Titan says I think just the Lio Kaiser legs are out, and yeah, that would make sense because I have seen those 2 reviews.
Yeah,
but I just want a masterpiece kill Lio Kaiser. I just wish somebody would just take these and blow them up and add a little bit more. To be honest,
They might.
DX9 Mini. I'm surprised to see this because DX9 and New Age are kind of tied together now.
Magic Square, but yes,
or Magic Square. Thank you.
So what they're doing is, I believe they have a DX9 staff, including a designer that is doing the figure designs, and Magic Square is bringing them to market. Because you can tell, I own the Double Dealer, and you can tell it's not Magic Square. Like, it feels like Magic Square, but the transformation is a lot fiddlier than most like, Magic Square. It's not bad. Fiddlier. I'm glad I own it, but you can tell there's a difference.
Are you saying like there's clearance issues? Because that was like the one thing.
Not even that. It's just there's a lot more moving parts than probably necessary.
Over-engineering.
Over-engineered. And honestly, like, when I saw the pictures of Chrome Dome, I have him on order through Magic Square's website because I don't know. I like it.
I will say too, Magic Square's customer service is amazing. Like, absolutely.
It's magic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I struggled to get the replacement part for my my Nero, which was the Age of Extinction Galvatron. I contacted Magic Square, and boom, they made things happen. So I'm not sure how I feel about this vehicle mode for Chrome Dome, though.
Yeah, it's squat. Like, it doesn't have when I first saw there's a transformation video out. When I first saw the transformation, and I can't remember which channel it was. They'll have to forgive me. But when he was doing the front of the vehicle mode, I'm like, I thought it was the rear of the vehicle, and I'm like, oh no, that's the front. That doesn't look that great.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. The unique toys obviously tied to DX9. Glad to see them around. I'm excited for this. Their version of Dino. I'm not excited about the twins. What do you guys think about this? Any?
Yeah, this. So I actually bought the
Alien Attack
the hot rod.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Lahire, and it's all part of the same. Like, I think it's a different name. It's all part of the same design team.
Yeah,
but he's awesome. I wanted Lockdown, but I never picked them up. Like whoever is designing these, and Jobby goes on about them in his videos too.
Yeah,
like these are magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are impossible to transfer. You should still get the Lockdown because he got KO'd, and you can actually find that relatively cheap. It still holds up.
Believe it or not, Magic Square's website sells the official Lockdown, or the official third-party version.
What's he go for these days? Because I got him.
I'm just about to look it up.
Yeah,
I'll get back to you.
I remember back when I bought him, he was like 65.
But I probably won't get it because I have lost interest in the movie stuff.
And I think that's a lot of people. I think most people they want like the Bumblebee stuff. I don't want all the movie characters, but I do like certain designs. Like I always liked this design for Dino. And then there was always is he going to be Mirage?
You have everybody else. You might as well keep going.
So if you go on Magic Square's website right now, Unique Toys Peru Kill, their version of Lockdown is $70.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that is a steal of a deal for.
Yeah,
and
he is in stock.
Yeah, but this looks awesome. If it appeared at my house, I would play with it.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm not getting Lockdown. Is I don't want to go deep into the movie bots.
This is an interesting size comparison too. So that's the leader class Earthrise Prime, and then boom, there he is compared to Perukill, and Perukill does like mass shifting and becomes the size of like
Megatron.
Yeah,
Starscreamer.
That's crazy. We've seen these guys. Obviously, this is the Skids and Mudflap. We've looked at these in detail.
I like them. I am, for whatever reason, nostalgic for them. Probably because of the Human Alliance version. I had the Human Alliance Skids. I never got the Mudflap
characters. I don't care at all. In fact, I like whoever buys these figures, I hate them so much. Whoever buys these figures, I hope they chip a fingernail.
My only curiosity: are these going to be sold separately or as a set? Because I can't see anybody that wants them buying one over the other. Yeah.
Kids had a better car mode.
Can't even remember the differences, to be honest. Just remember they were both like smart cars. Or
one of them looked like a Mini Cooper, and the other one looks like a
bag of shit. They both look like bags of shit. But no, they're good. They're good.
Okay, Kang Toys. We get a look at their swoop with a question mark. Very stylized. Are these the large scale or the I guess this would be
large.
I can't even call them masterpiece scale because they're really not.
So yeah, they have not begun development on Legends scale Dinobots. They are just now revealing and releasing their MP scale.
Yeah.
What these look like to me is if the Age of Extinction ones had more G1 robot modes.
I can see it.
And if they weren't just a bag of shards connected together to look like a dinosaur.
And I give them tons of credit, man, because they are released. They said you have 1,000 choices for Dinobots, NP Dinobots, but we know you like Zoids, so we're going to go ahead and release our own designs of Dinobots that are Zoid related and something totally different. And I like it. I'm not buying it, but I like it.
To answer Princeton's question, I don't think any of us are going to BotCon this year except for Sony. I think he's going.
Yeah. My next convention is going to be TFCon Baltimore.
Yeah. I'll be at GalaxyCon this weekend, debating AwesomeCon. And the only reason I'm debating AwesomeCon is I just hate driving into DC. I will be doing Baltimore Comic Con and I will be doing TFCon Baltimore. So.
I might go to Baltimore Comic Con, but I haven't gone for the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, the last time I went was with you, I think.
Yeah. I think the last one I went to was when
They pulled the fire alarm on Sean Astin.
Oh, no, I think I went to the one after that when they had the 16-inch Incredible Hulk Marvel Legends.
Yes. Yeah. And that actually, no, I went to one that you didn't go to when I went to 2018, and that was the last one I went to. Or no, it was 2019, I think. No, it was 2018 because I hadn't moved in. I hadn't bought the first.
We're old, everybody, and time flies now.
Mechanical Skull Studio. We've seen this. This is just a retool of their Armada Starscream into Skywarp. Thank you. These are kind of like deluxe scale almost.
Yeah.
But you have this figure, at least in the
Yeah, I got the Starscream version on.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Is this is not legend scale?
It's almost legend scale.
I put it next to this Iceman, and they're the same height.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I ordered the you sold me on the Starscream. I've got the next round of them on pre-order.
I didn't finish the Armada cartoon, so I'm not sure which human that would be. In the spacesuit, would it be that girl?
I can't remember. I mean, it looks, without seeing it painted, it just looks like Kicker from Energon.
Yeah, that's what I was like. You could get it and have Kicker. It looks like those Bandai people who I have in this bag right here. I mean, they're basically Diaclones.
Yeah.
But I have a little tiny astronaut. That's what it looks like.
Though I don't think it's scaled to actually fit. It's the kind of funny part is it won't
No.
the cockpit.
And the cockpit doesn't open, so.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome, and that minicon looks like it actually does stuff.
Yeah. Dreamstar Toys, to what Matt was saying about Zeta, Dreamstar has kind of done that with their Superion.
Yeah.
Just going all in on this. And again, like, I guess, to what you were saying, T, is like, you what you would imagine what I imagine the Transformers movie looking like prior to 2007 was stuff like this. Yeah.
My only problem with this is they're all the same color, which is boring to me, and they hurt to manipulate from what I remember messing with the one I had.
Yeah, plus all the silver paint, like, while it looks nice when you go to the plane mode, boy, does that really make those like joints and panels stand out.
I don't recall the joints being all that great. So I somebody let me hold theirs. I transformed it, and then which took forever, and I was like, I don't want to review this, and I sent it back to the person. I'm having a tough time remembering who that was.
Looks cool combined, I'll give it that, but
yeah, it's a thing that's there if you like it.
XTV.
Right at the bottom.
So my understanding is this is their Vanguard. This is their legend scale that they're showing off first.
Yeah. What I thought was crazy, I was talking about this with Sony and them yesterday, is he's over half of the height of the combined one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a G1 size combiner almost.
What is that little thing on the right?
It looks like
It's a battle station type thing.
Yeah, so it looks like he does like, I can't tell whether he splits in half, and it's really hard to tell.
No, it's just him transformed a different way. Like all of them had base modes in the original toys, and Titan's Return tried to emulate that with their little connecting bridges and junk.
So the right thing on the right is him in an alternate mode. I was thinking it was like combined pieces put together in some bullshit.
Yeah,
that's just him.
Okay, got it.
You can see the ladder on it and his chest plate.
Yeah, you're right. I see it now.
Yeah.
I wish they would finish their actual masterpiece combiner. I mean, we've gotten we got Groove, and we got Streetwise, and nothing else.
Well, this CAD model right there looks flimsy. It looks like a bubblegum candy.
It does. It looks like those old bubblegum kits they used to do.
Oh, I miss those.
Me too.
But it's probably going to be awesome, and Deluxe is going to have a review.
We get Ron. We've seen him pretty in depth.
Yeah.
And then we get
cool accessories.
A lot of accessories.
And they are cool. Same feelings. I hate that chest thing.
Yeah. Honestly, if XTB could bring it home QC wise,
it'd be a big contender.
Just could pull together their quality control. It like that's what stops people from. I hope they know that. That's what stops people from buying their figures is because they're like, I don't know what I'm going to get.
And slapping a QC sticker on it, like
no, we don't. Just... None of us are falling for that.
Yeah,
no,
they didn't do that with Fast and Fury, did they?
They did. They put QC stickers on both.
I took them off. Yeah.
Now this guy. My problem beyond that possibility, which may not be a possibility, right there, on the truck on the van mode, that hinge in the front, that I don't like that you see it there, and I don't like that you see it in robot mode. I think they should have inverted it. And then in robot mode, the brakes and the windshield, it's like I was saying yesterday, if I bought them, I would be looking at that all the time, like, man. When something else comes out, I'm gonna get the new one, and then Fans Toys.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Ironheart, with that particular character model is all these companies have had such trouble getting his, his front window portion to be either the right shape or the right angle or have the right lip to it on the bottom. Like that is always the thing.
Yeah,
just blame the artists of the original episodes. I mean, I like that they looked better than the actual toys. But they gave them impossible transformation.
Yeah, everything was better than the actual toys.
So, Fans Toys is showing off their Marg, which is their Ultra Magnus. We've seen the grayscale pictures before. This is the first time we've seen.
What's the name of the fake company?
Oh, it's a Fantastic Model. So they've skipped right to Robot Paradise, and Perfect Fusion was the first one they did.
Yeah, this looks amazing. I don't even know how they're doing the legs on the combined mode.
Yeah, I'm getting him. I'm totally getting
it. Is his legs, his regular mode legs rolled up all the way in the back? Because that looks perfectly proportioned in both modes.
I wonder if they're flipped. You mean his thighs, like the way his thighs change color?
Yeah. I wonder are his thighs in there?
Yeah, probably, because if you look, can you go back to the first picture, Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
If you look where his knees, right below his knees, you see the tops of the inner robot lower leg. You see the shell, the blue shell around, and inside there's the actual leg in there. So it looks like it forms up.
Or what if that part is molded inside? Oh, never mind. Go back to
It's also possible. It's just plates that you put on, like, if you want to have him be a standard robot, like you take these off and then put him back in the box, because it's interesting. They show, like here, for instance, you can see like this crotch plate is different than what you get on their teased Prime, right? Right. That ain't MP44, and that's not Transform Element.
No.
Or Magic Square.
Or Magic Square, yeah.
Right.
He looks like he has an identical Magic Square waist joint because that high kick, his upper body is completely disconnected from the lower body.
Right.
This one's, I'll say, I do think this looks good. This is a pass for me. This is a big pass.
Right. And you and I have had this discussion too, that some of it has to do with how you envision your Ultra Magnus, right?
Yes.
Whether your one of three ways. Either it's a condensed white robot in the top that plugs into a full trailer body, whether it's a little man piloting a big mech, IDW style, or whether it is a armored up white prime. I love the armored up white prime approach. So I am all in on this. But like Jordan was saying, it's not his vision for Ultra Magnus. But that's why you have the XTB or the official for that.
Yeah, I'm fine with my official. Like, the official doesn't have the best articulation. I would love for them to do a 2.0 or honestly, if somebody were to take the commander class, like if Black Apple or Black Mamba were to take that commander class figure and give them articulated hands, I would be considering. But yeah, this one just and same with the prime. Like MP44 is a perfect prime for me, and I have been talking to people about this. I don't envision my collection being replaced by third party. It's funny because I have more third party in my collection, but I've always viewed third party as a placeholder, and that's just me. Like if you want to have Fans Toys Beer collection or XTB or MMC or any other company, and for the Legend scale collectors, core class ain't it for you. But for me, I would rather they focus on doing characters we don't have, because it's funny, isn't it a weird kind of dynamic where when Takara Tomy announces, hey, we're doing MP44, and all of us, including myself, bitch and moan because they've done Prime twice already. Yet when Fans Toys says, hey, we're doing a Prime, everybody's like, yes, oh my God, Fans Toys is doing a Prime. It's like, well, wait a minute. Weren't you the same people bitching and moaning that Takara Tomy was doing it for a third time?
But I agree. And there are people that like to dedicate one to one company, right? So they want a fans for their Fans Toys collection. They want a Fans Toys Prime. And we've seen that Prime is their evergreen, no matter what company, no matter third party, whatever. If someone makes a Prime, someone's going to buy it. Yeah. Every Magic Square has proven it time and again. They have two versions of their MP Prime, and that has God knows how many repaints. And my dumb, silly ass has sat here having bought all of them. So there's always going to be somebody buying a Prime, and the fact that this Fans Toys just makes it that much more likely.
So I see some interesting comments in here. Jay saying, if it wasn't for third party, I wouldn't collect Transformers anymore. I know there are people that like the aesthetics. Professor Soundwave says quality. I own every single Fans Toys mold there is. I own a version of it. I don't have every single repaint, and I don't chase the repaints. But I've had more QC issues with Fans Toys than any other company, including XTB. I've had the most egregious ones with XTB, but I've had issues. Now, Dare brings up a good point here. He says it's price zero because people wanted Magic Square, and it's because they were $100. And I was talking about that with you guys earlier because, this stuff is now significantly more, and it's in many cases it's more than double what it used to cost.
But not Magic Square. Those Primes that I just talked about, my silly ass bought, they were $100 to $120 a piece.
Right,
each one
right. MMC has kept their prices relatively the same.
Yeah,
and you have contenders like Star Toys. That Blitzwing that completely sucked any air out of the room for me wanting the Fans Toys Blitzwing, and I stand by that.
And the one other piece, and the reason why I will be tempted to buy this Prime, not just the magnets, but this Prime, is because A, I have an Optimus Prime collection like you do, but B, I am a huge engineering junkie. I love all of my Primes because each one approaches the very same character and the very same alt mode with extremely different results in between. That transformation is... Some are similar, but they're so different when it comes down to it that I love seeing the different approaches, and I want to see Fans Toys approach to it. So that's.
I can respect that. And the other thing too is I'm not going to browbeat anybody that wants this.
Right? And to your point, like Professor Soundwave said, quality for Fans Toys. I'm glad you're here, Professor Soundwaves. That is utter horse shit. Fans Toys has just as much quality problems as the rest of them. No. They get a pass for it.
I view it as Takara Tomy as well. Like we talked about Hound. Hound had some really egregious problems. And, I'm still I am a Takara Tomy completionist. That's just me, and that's my taste. And, I respect where it started, but I don't I don't go and say like, hey, you can only collect, or it's only valid to collect Takara Tomy. That's what I personally tend to prefer their sculpts, and I like to see what they do when it comes to engineering. I don't always love them, for instance, but I will admit my bias to them. I do like the shiny paint on this Magnus, I won't lie. But I still don't like the whole the parts forming element to it. But
I have to back up what y'all were saying about fan stories. I like fan stories. I like the way they feel. I like the way they're painted. I like the way they look. Sometimes they'll have good articulations, but I have had a lot of QC stuff with them.
Yeah.
And
they don't move very smoothly. That's the other thing. They're not good at moving. They're just not.
Yeah. And like sometimes once you do move it, that's it. That joint is loose as shit, and it doesn't get any tighter no matter what you do.
Right.
Lance, now I don't like that Bumblebee, and I am on the record after getting Parkour saying that if they do a Bumblebee, I will get that Bumblebee. There are certain occasions where I do want to replace my Takara Tomy figures, but it's rare. Like
if they did Bumblebee, I would definitely do it.
No. I don't think vehicle mode is what they're gunning for in this. This does not look like a very strong vehicle mode. Face sculpts wise, Matt, you're saying
Matt.
Oh, I didn't even know about that top one. That's
they did the thing and the chest. Look,
that's money.
The dream will come.
Speaking to me, yeah. I was posting in our group chat that the still from the Dreamwave comic where he loses his armor and he's just standing there all Billy Badass, and then Grimlock makes a joke that he's no longer in his weight class. Like that's all good stuff, man. Like I got back into Transformers because of the Dreamwave comics, so that has a special place in my heart.
That made me want to actually play with them, and it made me want G1 to be remade bad, and it took forever, but they did it.
And Stunning and Brave Megatron here says shoulders seem a little small. I like Magnus a little beefier. If you want that, go look at the recently showed Ultra Magnus was it statue that just came out. That motherfucker's got two high-rise skyscraping towers on his shoulder. It's ridiculous. Like
or you can get the studio series is majorly beefy.
Yeah.
Anywho.
All right.
What else we got?
We get a look at their Constructicons. First up, we get Scavenger, or their right. Now, I am going to get their Constructicons for the individual bot modes. We got MMC coming up. So, we'll definitely be talking about the MMC Constructicons. Yes, I'm an MMC fan, and yeah. So
these look cool. I'm wondering, is that Scavenger?
Yeah, so we've got Scavenger and we've got Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, does he have a waist joint? Because that piece comes all the way down like Perceptor.
Yeah, it's kind of curious. Like I'm wondering if it's a waist joint below the abdomen. Yeah. So.
Well, we see that they aren't afraid to not give people waist joints with the aerial bots.
I'm also curious, like, are they going to just start? And they should pack in these pieces, but it's interesting too that they're showing that off out the gate, because they didn't for their previous combiners, which they haven't finished yet. There's another annoyance I have with fans toys. Like, it's cool that you're showing this stuff off, and it's cool that it's far along, but for God's sakes, at least finish the aerial bots and the Stunticons he started. Yeah, I'm
willing to bet that if they are showing the combined parts with the figure there,
it comes with it.
It would make sense to me that I would expect to have it come with it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it also looks here, in the case of Scrapper, it looks like this heel piece is all he needs, to make the foot. Like, this looks like
a replacement heel piece, though, isn't it?
It looks to be, because that doesn't look to be part of the vehicle mode
Unless,
at all.
unless that folds up somewhere interior, yeah.
I'd be fine if it's parts forming,
that's
you
fine.
know. So
Yeah, but they're great. Let's get to the next.
well, actually, wait there. You can see there's hip skirts. I think it's underneath, and I think that's how it rotates. Because there's no way they're gonna get away with.
I know I'm not gonna like that those hip skirts stay up while he has a waist that rotates without it.
And this is one cool thing to point out. I think this is the first time we've seen this fold up like this on any of the third-party Constructicons. Like they give you that option. We get their Warhorse, which is their Ironhide. Again, this looks good, but I don't think that
articulation. That's beyond fans' toys right there.
You mean Takara Tomy?
Both of them.
Normal fans' toys. Like, their Trailbreaker kind of set the standard. Hopefully they can go from there.
Well, their Trailbreaker set a standard, and then their Gears also was... Gears and Swerve were really good.
Yeah.
This is also a pass for me. I'm fine with the Ironhide from Takara Tomy. It has its flaws. I still hate the hip skirts on the Takara Tomy one, but you know,
yeah, I was fine until I saw comparison pictures, and I was like, I haven't picked up the Takara Tomy version in a while, but when I look at it, I'm like, yuck.
Yeah.
Now, the face even looks weird. This face is way more cartoon accurate than Takara Tomy got. Oh yeah, one thing that Big pointed out, or Sony did, the backpack. That sled that transforms. It looks like the sled becomes part of his back, as you can see the treads in his back in some of those pictures. And that sled has a lot of transformation joints. So I'm wondering, when you take it off, what does the back look like?
It's a good question.
And then the next question is, can you transform it without parts forming? Since it's integrated?
Yeah.
Because look at that.
Definitely, it's a smaller sled than the other versions that are available. I mean, it looks nice. Again, I just don't want to rebuy two characters that fit the bill in my collection. Again, I'm not saying anybody that's not interested should pass. I'm just saying, for me,
well over 200. I am passing.
Yeah. And I think that's what they're going to be, and that's part of the barrier. It's like, why do I want to spend that much when the other thing too, and I hope Takara Tomy doesn't fall for this, and Takara Tomy's pipeline for Masterpiece has slowed down. I want Takara Tomy themselves to do new things, and I don't want Takara Tomy to say, oh well, they're doing an Ironhide and Ratchet, we better do a 2.0. It's like, now let's keep it moving, you know. So we'll move into MMC. This was one of the exclusives, the Rosanna, whatever you want to call it. She got a stealth exclusive at TFCon. And did anybody pick this up? I think Sony did.
I did not.
But people.
If it had something different to it, I might have considered it. But it was
new face.
Pretty Sony.
Yeah,
it was. That's not enough for me.
Yeah, new face, and they did heart tampos, and hey, if you got Dogcat, then they can go together. This is where it gets interesting. I'm excited for this. This is their Ignis, their version of Hotspot. He should be out very soon. I know Paik had the prototype, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
And these guys are going to be my my bot mode Protectobots. So really, really excited. Your face options. I can't remember which one was the pre-order head that you get. But we've seen him. Then we get into their Constructicons. Now, I love MMC, but seeing these and then seeing, I caught you, Paik, and Sony talking about these last night. I despite what I have said about MMC and Fans Toys, I'm not feeling these as Constructicons. Like they look a bit too toyetic for my tastes, and you can definitely see
feel that way as well. And then the Devastator mode, definitely in those pictures. I think the final official toys have more detail.
Yeah.
But that Devastator, something is missing, especially the crotch. It doesn't have crotch almost.
But like, I remember Mixmaster at least having a semblance of toes.
Oh, it does have in the actual real toy. It does have toes. Lord knows why they didn't put it on this CAD model.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to point out too, the little flap that the toes will go on is like tiny, and it has a little hinge for the ankle pivot. I was like, wow, how sturdy is that going to be?
And then you guys were pointing this out last night, like the forearm, the purport. Like again, I wouldn't have him, in combined mode because I have, and I'm very happy with my Toy World Devastator still. But yeah, I'm not feeling the proportions of this combined mode. Like he looks like he's wearing football pads and he's got really skinny forearms and proportionally
like Combiner Wars.
Yeah, it very much proportionally like Combiner Wars.
And then T pointed out we had the discussion. The thing that throws it off, I think, is the treads on Bone Crusher and Scrapper being attached to the torso and not to the arms, and that throws off the proportions all around. So like T said last night, it's Combiner Wars, right? It's the same thing as Combiner Wars. Which it gets you proportional arms, but the treads got to go somewhere. So now you're bulking out the body more.
Right. They should have just made it so you could either remove them or tuck them in, or just give you some options. And
they might. Too, I mean, to be fair, MMC is known for options. So that's, you never know. And also, this is their all combined, all built in. So they have to make some, the forearms and hands have to disappear somewhere into the body. So
yeah. But also, what's going on with this hip skirt situation? Because it's like I know, you kind of see this stuff tucked in, but
that's what I was complaining about. It's like there's no crotch there, and it's all green with a slither of purple.
Yeah,
but that's the all in one nature of things.
Yeah, and in the case of Devastator, his proportions had all changed in the Sunbow cartoon, but. Yeah, I'm not feeling that for a combiner.
The thing to keep in mind though is that again, between the Fans Toys and this, you're probably taking historical evidence. You're probably talking an extra $100 a robot for Fans Toys.
Oh, for sure.
So between the two, you're gonna be paying an extra $600 for the Fans Toys than you will over this. So that has to be a part of the conversation for when you're comparing the two.
Yeah, I would be interested in getting these for my individual bots, but I feel like those Fans Toys ones nail it for the individual robot modes. So it's tough. I also think with MMC, they have had a delay with releasing their Protecto bots, but I at least know like, hey, Ignis is coming out. Then just give us Groove and Blades. And
don't forget X-Transbots is also an option for Constructicons.
Yeah, because they got Big Load out. Everybody's kind of forgotten about that one, but I think everybody's also kind of on the fence of like, well, all it's going to take is one of those 6 to have bad QC to throw the whole thing off.
Right. And I think Big Load was kind of, from what I saw, universally,
lauded.
Accepted.
People liked them. Yeah.
But like you said, with combiners, man, all they gotta do is fuck up one. That's all they gotta do. And it with their luck, it would be friggin' like Hook, and the whole top part would fall apart.
Whichever one you buy, just stick with that and don't think about the others. Yeah. Don't listen to us and don't watch us talk about it.
Right.
And to Jay's point, the all-in-one gimmick, it works and it doesn't work. Like here, this does look like Devastator, and if this was our only option, I think we'd be gushing over this.
Yeah.
But in the case of these, it's like, well, we can definitely see that the parts forming does make for better combiners. And then TF Hustler says, I have the Battle Damage Toy World Devastator, and it's killer. I have the deluxe version, and I love it.
Even the original parts formed with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any MP Devastator, so I'm kind of.
I don't have a combiner.
I haven't decided yet, but I'm leaning towards MMC.
Then we get Shift Lane. I forget what his name was. I know that it was Baldigus, or what was the name in
Ruination.
Ruination, yeah. So they're doing the sensible repaint. And this is cool. This is like, hey, I'm all for this. I like the fact that they're including the pieces that were sold in a set, but this is where it gets a little dicey. If you noticed here, they're going to be doing these as pending convention exclusives. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not buying it anyway.
But how many convention exclusives here lately have been hard to get?
Well, they haven't, but when I say I don't know how I feel about that, it's like, well, it seems to me like they're kind of out of. MMC's really good about doing their convention exclusives and making them meaningful and making them neat one-off pieces,
like the Batman and Joker.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of, hey, the next
release.
Yeah, the next 6 conventions are going to be that. They're going to be. Even though it's kind of obscure, I think this would do better as a regular release, especially since, we were talking about, hey, the people that were fans of RID are coming of age, to have disposable income. I think this would do better as a regular release, and then they could also go back and do their, hey, we're going to sell this as a set. I think if you're selling it as a convention exclusive, I don't know that it's necessarily going to do the best that way, or it'll overperform, and then people will be like, oh crap, I missed the convention exclusive, and now I have to pay out the nose for this last piece.
I will say MMC, especially of all the companies, MMC is the one that I would trust to come to the table with multiple convention exclusives. So this may not replace one that we're getting. This may just be an additional.
Yeah, and for the main TFCon, they tend to have 3. And when I say the main, I mean the fall TFCon, not that.
Right. So yeah. I could see very easily this is just an in addition to, and not a replacing. Yeah,
it looks interesting. I never owned Ruination. I don't know if I'd get the. I would definitely, that would be one where scale wouldn't matter, and I would have them combined up. So.
Right.
I have Ruination in my beast.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does he have GPS? Because I think he was prone to it, if I remember.
Boy, I haven't touched it. It could be a possibility because it's not in a. It hasn't been in a temperature controlled situation.
Stunning and Brave Megatron says maybe the full set as a convention exclusive. That could also be the case. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2, or maybe we'll get all of them at the same time.
Well, if they went back and redid the whole set as a convention exclusive for anybody that missed the individuals, that would make sense. But I don't think you, as a third party company, you don't want to have a convention exclusive like that when people are planning on parsing out their money for multiple pieces. Like they're,
and that's
a
good
big
box.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be that big of a box, but it still would be a larger one. This one came and went. This was one of the Fans Hobby's been going nuts on doing their European repaints. Chat, if you know what character this is supposed to be. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but this is a repaint of their Hydra or
Magentron.
It's what?
Magentron.
Yeah, I like Fans Hobby. I like the fact that they came in, they gave him a new head sculpt, they gave him new missiles. Not the biggest fan of this mold, but pretty cool nonetheless. They have their group shot here of all the other Machine Wars and European figures that they've done. Then we get a look at the Saber team. So these are unpainted prototypes for the Armada Star Saber. I'm curious what they're going to charge for this, but these are due out second quarter of this year. I'm hoping that it's a cheaper set.
Those are exciting for me. I messed with the real Minicon form a lot.
I will say the Fans Hobby Minicons that I have, because I have their Prime and their Megatron, they're really well done. They're very faithful to original Minicons. And then
these look to have more articulation.
Yeah, that too. They're going to have the articulation. Oh, and I guess I do have a third one because X-Load, technically, he's the biggest Minicon because he's
a Voyager class Minicon.
Yeah. Get him out, but yeah, he is technically a Minicon when you pop this little truck mode off. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're doing with the Minicons. I think it's really smart. And that's a good looking Star Saber. Then of course we get the Blaster team that makes the Omega. Was it the Omega Cannon?
The handle was 5mm. That would be spectacular.
Well, unfortunately, the handles are going to have those slot connections that they do. So, unfortunately, I don't think that it will have a 5mm port. But wonder if Larkin could 3D print an adapter.
Or
Mike, yeah. So, then they're kind of showing that they're going to do the Shield team as well. I'm curious, is that just a piece of plastic? Yeah, I really hope they do Perceptor. I know if Lance isn't here, he's going to say fuck Perceptor, but I love Perceptor. Black Naval Commander. This one's actually interesting because this is a show character. This was the origin of Nemesis Prime. That was where they first named him Nemesis Prime, and that Rampage mode faceplate is accurate to how he looked on the show. I wish you could just get the core mode, because he never had a combined mode in the show.
He does now.
Yeah, he definitely does now. They're not showing the deco for the combined mode here, unfortunately. Oh no, wait, no, they are. I take that back.
Breaking news.
Matt's good about it.
Yeah. I love the way this looks, but again, I do not have the space for all this stuff. They were just doing the core mode. I might bite. And then, of course, you get Sparkplug repainted as well.
This one's Sparkplug.
Then I guess they're doing test shots in progress for their tidal wave, just little bits, and that's it. So we get this little teasers, and right on time there he is with Perceptor is trash. Aside from that, we have a couple quick hits for third party that were not on the panel. So before we wrap up for the evening, let me go ahead and we'll pull those real quick. So first up, we have a couple of DNA Designs kits for Rise of the Beast Cheetor and Rhinox, and Prime. So you get a new hammer that actually transforms and integrates into Rhinox's beast mode. Look at that. That's kind of neat. And it's painted up nice, and it's pointy, and he can dual wield hammers. Neat stuff. For Cheetor, you get new feats that are more movie accurate, and claws that are more movie accurate. And that's how he looks with them. And then Prime, you can get these little holograms of Earth and Cybertron.
I might pick up that Rhinox if I get him on clearance at Target, and God knows the Targets have got enough of them stuffed deep.
Yeah, and then they've already marked him down to like $20. So
I'll have to keep an eye out.
I
I would pick him up for $20.
Or I think he's 20. Is he 25 or 30? I can't remember.
Well,
I don't want to speak out of my ass. Then we got one more, and this one is actually, I'm surprised this wasn't on the third party panel. But these are kind of neat. I probably will pick these up. And this is from Dr. Wu. Actually, we have two hits from Dr. Wu. One's a little bit But yeah, so we get Brains and Wheelie. And these look like they're neat little robots.
They're
So,
too stiff.
I think these are masterpiece scale because they're calling them their movie collector series. So it looks like Dr. Wu is now trying to get into doing some masterpiece stuff. I'm curious how they fare because, Matt, from your experience, Dr. Wu's been pretty good quality, right?
Yes, it's extremely solid. It's very it actually feels like retail stuff to be honest.
Yeah. And it's interesting because like New Age did one movie masterpiece. They did that Soundwave. I thought it was fantastic. And then they teased their Dark of the Moon Megatron, but nothing else has come from it. And I mean, here for Brains, I don't think a transforming Brains has ever been done before. And he has a neat little laptop mode. I know we've gotten wheelies before. And actually, I think the wheelie's already out. I think Deluxe reviewed the wheelie, so I take that back. So I'm curious. I'll have to see if he's already out. The Little Monster, yeah, Little Monster's been out for a minute.
Deluxe have a quantum storage pocket.
What's that?
Does Deluxe have a quantum storage pocket?
I guess he does. And then also they are doing a I guess this is Rise of the Beast RC. They're giving us a masterpiece scale Rise of the Beast RC, and this is all we get is this kind of CAD render.
That's cool.
And with that, we've gotten through our Transformer stuff, man.
We did it.
We did it all. And look at the time. Wow, we went way over. So yeah, anything before we wrap that you guys are really excited about from that? Or I mean, I know Matt, you're interested in the Magnus.
Yeah, the Magnus, and I wanna back a Devastator horse. I'm not sure where to go right now.
Well, the other thing too to consider is that there will be people doing fire sales on their Toy World devies. So
that's true. And I did handle Joe when he still lived in Maryland. Has the I messed with his. He has the dirty battle damaged Toy World, and that thing is a sight to behold.
Yeah.
So I could just maybe I'll take his.
What is he selling it?
No, but that's why I said take.
Oh, a possibility. I do recommend that one. It's individual bot modes, but the combined mode is fantastic. T, how about you? Anything that really stuck out in the third party panel?
Definitely Ultra Magnus and the Ironhide and Ratchet from whatever that fake band story's name is.
Yeah.
And even the Optimus looks good, but like you said, I already have MP44 and Magic Square Optimus, and both of those are awesome. I know he's going to feel better than them, but will he stay feeling better once you move it around?
Yeah.
I like those Fans Hobby Minicons.
Yeah.
I might go in on them.
Yeah, for me, Fans Hobbies, Minicons, Dino, and probably, like I said, it's going to depend on pricing. That Star Toys tracks are probably
tracks definitely
my three picks. All right. Well, before we wrap up, T, do you have any reviews coming up that you want to get?
As soon as we push stop, I'm getting off of here. I'm going to say bye to y'all really quick so I can review this. It is way beyond my expectations. Completely. It's shit all over my expectations.
Right on. And Matt, you're typically on here, but I guess you wouldn't have anything to promote, but any socials you want people to check out?
Nope, don't find me. You'll see me next week, probably.
Good deal. Well,
I beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, I saw 44 hours.
That's my accomplishment. Yeah, and I got a shit ton of side quests to do still. That 44 hours was main story plus about 5 side quests an area.
Wow.
So there's that.
Well,
I'm
anybody,
probably at 10 hours and I ain't do nothing yet.
Yeah.
anybody at GalaxyCon this Saturday, if you see me, come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap here. So again, thanks to everybody in the chat who hung out with us tonight. Again, we couldn't do this show without you all. So it means a lot that you're in every single week. And hey, we're growing. We got 34 people in here as we're ending. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
So
that's
thank
good.
you all. And
Way better than 15.
yeah, absolutely. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for being part of the show. We appreciate you all chatting. Appreciate seeing the chat popping off. And Lance says, if you see Zero, ask about me. I will have nothing but nice things to say. So with that, we're going to wrap up here. We'll see you all next Thursday. Actually, no, wait. We won't see. We will see you next Thursday, but make sure you ring that notification bell because Mike and Dave on Monday are going to have a very special figure reaction show. So make sure you ring the notification bell if
And
you're
what is
subscribed.
the topic of that?
They're going to be talking to. Damn! Now that I'm on the spot, we have it on the notes. It's going to be at 9 Eastern. It's going to be an evening with illustrator and writer Quentin J. Bedwell. Dave and Mike will talk about Quentin's 16 years creating art for comics and now with toy lines with Series 4 of Valverse and Action Force.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, see, I'm organized. I'm semi-organized. So,
Yeah.
9 o'clock on Monday. Make sure you're here. And we're looking forward to next week's show because we're going to have all the toy stuff we didn't get to this week there. So with that, I hope everybody has a great weekend, a great rest of their night, and we will see you all on Monday and next Thursday. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.